I think Molly, the Old English Sheepdog, is the only sheepdog in the world that eats Filipino food. Molly, our Old English Sheepdog, guys, she's gonna do some taste tests of 3 Filipino dishes. They're traditional dishes. One is adobo, one is caldereta, and the other is Machado. And these are traditional Filipino dishes. They're all basically stew bases, and they're all going to be made with chicken that we harvested right here at the Hidden Spring Farm last fall. And it's going to be awesome. Stick with me, and we're going to get this show on the road. How you doing, guys? Chad here. Thanks for tuning into my channel. And thanks for tuning in to this episode of Chronicles of a Farm Stay Startup here at the Hidden Spring Farm. Yeah, we have fun at the farm here all day long, guys. Molly's enjoying this little reprieve from the winter, although she does like the snow anyway, but she doesn't like thawing out in our laundry room all night long. So she's having fun with her little booties on today. We got a few days of some nice weather here. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I thought I'd get some vlogging in. Try to pump up some videos before winter sets in. It's like a windstorm out here today. We're in Ontario, Canada, folks. And we just had a bunch of snow and it all melted. The past couple days it's been really balmy. Not quite the temperature of the Philippines though. I've been to the Philippines maybe more than 20 times in my life. I really like it there. I really enjoy it there. I really love my wife being able to spend some time with her family, eh? So what my wife did over a period of a couple of months is she prepared 3 traditional Filipino foods, dishes, and she tailored them a little bit so that they'd be good enough for a dog to eat. We're here in the kitchen, and the first dish we're going to get started on is caldereta. There's many different variations of caldereta. It's basically a Spanish-based dish, but the version that my wife likes to cook, which is what I like to eat. Tomato paste in a can. This is peanut butter. Got some garlic here. You got some relish, and you got some onions. There's so many different variations of caldereta. Basically, you can make it at a goat, you can make it at a chicken, you can make it at a beef, you can make it at a pork. You can probably make anything. It's just basically the base flavor. Sometimes there's bell peppers in it, sometimes not. Sometimes there's carrots in it, sometimes not. Just depends what you like. But for today, for this purpose, we're using chicken. Molly's favorite food is anything with chicken in it. She loves chicken. So what my darling does when she makes this meal, and you'll see it in a little bit, is she prepares the meal, does all the ingredients and the meat and all that. It's almost like a stew type dish, eh? So there's lots of gravy. Yeah, so Molly loves gravy. She loves sauce, anything with some kind of gravy in it. And then my darling also puts in a bunch of rice. I mean, Molly usually eats a whole bowl of it. I think Molly really likes the caldereta. We knew she was gonna love it because of all the peanut flavor. For those of you who don't know, my wife, Remy, she's from the Philippines. Mind you, she's been in Canada for, I don't know, 30 something years, 35, I don't know, 30 something years. We've been married for 26 years. You know, best decision I ever made in my life, to marry that woman. Now me and myself, I've tried pretty well all Filipino foods that there is. I even tried balut, guys. I tried it once. I've tried dinuguan, I've tried machado, menudo, kare-kare, nilaga, what else? Of course, adobo. I love adobo. I mean, I can't even think of them all. There's so many dishes. They are so delicious, and the Filipino cuisine is somewhat based on the Spanish cuisine. I don't know, back in the 1600s, the Philippines was colonized by Spain. There's so much of Spanish culture ingrained in the Philippines. It's quite amazing to see. It's a beautiful place to visit. We haven't been back in a while because of this COVID-19 business, but we're hoping to get back as soon as this all wraps up and the world somewhat gets back to normal. Now Molly here, she's living life at the farm. She's probably the happiest dog in the world living at this farm. She eats well, she gets a lot of exercise, and she's in a wide open environment. Keeps her in good spirits all the time. And she's a very special dog to my wife and I, and that's why sometimes my wife will make some fresh food just for her. Chicken adobo is world famous, and it's made by braising chicken legs or thighs, and it's done in a sauce that's made up of like soy sauce and vinegar and whatnot. And it's a little bit spicy, tangy. It can be salty depending on your taste, but it's also slightly sweet, and it's simmered very slowly to make the meat so tender. And it's also served over rice to make the rice that much more yummy. I think Molly definitely enjoys the chicken adobo. Earlier on in the fall, we processed a bunch of chickens for the first time. We did 30 chickens altogether, and those were our meat birds this year. We did a combination of Rhode Island Red, which are these ones. They're supposed to be a nice heritage breed, good for both laying eggs and for meat. But the trouble was, it was our first time. We had a lot to learn. And I think I let these birds get a little bit too old. And they were very tough, and you know, they're not really good for us to eat. Not as roast chicken anyway. They were okay if you stewed it in a stew and let it simmer for a long time. And I mean, the taste was okay. It's really the texture, the tenderness. And that was the first 10 chickens that we did, and they weren't really very good. My wife and I tried a couple, and they weren't really that great. We turned it into chicken soup. The second round, we did another 10 chickens, and it was a combination of Rhode Islands and light Sussex. And the light Sussex birds are really good, really tender. But of course, we did a better job of letting them grow only for about 14 weeks. Now, they were a little bit smaller than the normal chickens that you would harvest. It's okay. We sacrificed a little bit of size in order to get the nice tender meat. Now my wife tailored the foods, eh? She didn't put like a lot of peppers, she didn't put a lot of onions, and she didn't put a lot of garlic. You don't want to be giving all that stuff to your dog, but it's mostly meat, carrots, a little bit of potato, and then it's served over rice with a whole bunch of gravy. Molly loves gravy. I hear the ducks going. Ooh, they're so loud. They're happy that it's nice weather. Oh, they're all going inside the hut. As soon as I come around, they all go inside the hut. Wacky, quacky ducks. Machado, or chicken machado. Machado is one of those dishes that you could make out of beef or chicken or whatever. And it's basically a chicken stewed in a tomato sauce with some soy sauce and some peppers, potatoes, carrots, and whatnot. There's many variations of it all around the world here. But it's basically served over rice, and it makes your rice extra delicious because it's covered in sauce. And it's a nice comfort food in the Philippines. Ooh, and she likes the Machado. She loves the Machado. Look at her. She's gobbling it up. I don't know what you guys think, but I'm quite sure that this Old English Sheepdog, Molly, she really loves Filipino food. I think that Filipino food is going to be a staple in her diet. Yeah, she really liked the Machado, she really liked the Caldereta, and she really liked the Adobo. I think Adobo was her favorite, but she really liked all three of them. And I think that's the verdict here, folks. So I think the verdict is that this girl here loves Filipino food. It's very obvious. The bowls were licked clean. And it's always a good idea, in my opinion, that anything that's good enough for me to eat is good enough for my dog to eat. I love her with all my heart. She's an amazing dog. I want to give her the best absolute life possible. And my wife has been so kind because she loves Molly to death also. So funny, I'll tell you a quick story. She said, my darling, she'll say, Molly, you love mama, you love mama. And then Molly will come right over and sit right by my wife, and she'll look up at my wife, and it's really quite adorable to see. Hey kid, hey kid. If you're interested in watching Molly's morning routine at the farm, put that video up next here for you to click on. And I really do appreciate you watching. Don't forget to click that subscribe if you're not already subscribed to the channel. And don't forget to pound that like for us, please. Really appreciate it. That helps YouTube send our videos out across the platform and around the world. So really do appreciate it. Molly here appreciates it. And thank you for watching. You guys take care, okay?